What's the mood today, the day after a game like that?
Get better, clear some stuff out. Obviously, on the practice, obviously there's a lot of details slipping defensively. So we focused on it today, and hopefully we can translate it to the game tomorrow.
Dave, a lot of people have talked about the system. Is the grasp of the system there, and how difficult is it to then to adjust to what you guys have been used to playing here?
Yeah, obviously it's new, so it's understandable. It's gonna take a little time, but at the same time, we're just gonna take care of the D zone and don't get scored. We're scoring plenty of goals to win hockey games. So yes, we have to. Like I said, it takes a little bit to adjust to the system, but we need to be committed and work and learn every day.
How do you guys approach the challenge tomorrow with Colorado coming in, seeing them again?
Yeah, obviously a very high-end skill and fast. So another test for our D zone, and like I said, we're gonna have to make it hard to play against, and don't make it easy on them, because that's when teams like Colorado is gonna take advantage of you, and you're gonna be chasing all game. So play really good defensive structure game and see where it takes us.
I know it can be problematic sometimes to put the result above the process, but how important is it just for this team to get a good result now and sort of get into that positive frame of mind?
Yeah, obviously it's never easy when the losses start stacking up, but at the same time, we have not been playing well defensively again, like I said, and for us, the best way to do it is, play a really good defensive game, and at the end of the day, the result is going to take care of itself. So I actually think it's the opposite. I think we should think about our game than the result, because usually the results follow up after that.
Did we notice that practice started a little later than it was scheduled for? Was that any kind of players' meeting or something like that delayed it?
No, like I said, today was focused on defensive zone, and like I said, we've been letting a lot of goals lately, so we've been just trying to get better. In the meeting, watch some clips, watch the video. It's always better the next day from last night, and see what we can do better, and how we can be more on the same page in the defensive zone. So yeah, it's just a longer meeting than usual, but it was much needed.
I think for us, anytime you score 5 goals or things like that, those should be wins in this league. And I think, we're giving up too many goals right now, obviously, and it's kind of hurting us. And I think that was a big emphasis this morning is, breaking down the details of, why that's happening and how to improve on it.
How surprising maybe has that been, just given everybody kind of assumed the defense was going to be the big strength of this team going into the season?
Yeah, no, it's not a lack of guys trying or, putting the effort into defending. I think you almost trying too hard at that. When you're giving up goals, right, you try even harder. But I think for us, it's just everyone being on the same page. It's not always just one guy. It's a 5-man unit, and that's a big thing for us. And how do we defend? We have layers. There's going to be mistakes in the game. If that happens, is there going to be a guy there to support you? That's, there's more to it than just the obvious. So just kind of going over the little details of that.
Where's the grasp of the system right now? When the season started, that game in Washington looked like you guys had it down pretty well, but it looks like there's some mistakes, some switch-offs and things like that right now.
Yeah, it's always going to be a learning process, whether it's game 1, 10, 40. There's always going to be things, and there's evolution of systems, right? Once you get comfortable with something, then you could add more to it and get more advanced with it and play quicker through it. There's anytime you're learning new things, there's going to be a couple hiccups along the way, but I think for us, it's just all being on the same page and understanding where each other has to be in certain times, and I think that's we're hitting that on the head right now.
How different is this system from what you used to?
It's a little bit different, obviously. There's some things with the center movement or our roles as defensemen and wingers, and I think for us, big thing for us and an emphasis is closing quickly on the players and not letting players circle around the zone or gain middle ice on us. I think for us, and any team, right? Like you give pasta middle ice, it's effective for us, right? So I think big emphasis for us is keeping the puck in the corners or in the corner up top and going from there.